Hey everybody, welcome back to Nems Plays Hearts of Iron 4, the Great War mod, where we are France. And we're going to talk a little bit more about history here. We'll go ahead and get things moving. While I'm talking, I'll keep it on a slower speed so I can kind of keep track of what is going on. I may kick it up to 4 at least. What was the other things that made World War I interesting and maybe worse than everyone would have liked it to be? Quite frankly, I think I'm actually going to move. You guys need a new color. We're going to turn you. Where's my. My Foreign Legion should be down in Africa, right? Okay. So we're going to take you guys, and I'm going to turn you yellow. Yeah, we'll do yellow. And then I'm going to actually delete your orders, and we're going to put you on the German border. Anyhow, so what was one of the other things that made World War I so maybe so bad, right? I mean, they called World War I the war to end all wars because, frankly, at the end of it, it was so bloody, so many people died. It was such a horrific experience for the world that nobody thought that anyone would ever have another world war. Like, you couldn't do it. The world couldn't take it. I mean, unfortunately, they were dead wrong. But part of the reason is, a lot of people associate it with trench warfare, and certainly that played a part. But it really came down to something as simple as the weaponry outpaced the tactics and what people understood about how war even worked, right? And you have generals and things of that nature who just didn't get it. And in fact, if you look at the French generals, some of them have like where is it? Oh, Italy just went toward the Ottomans. Leader experience gain. Italian have invaded Libya. It's because they're old guard, right? And part of the problem with the old guard, from a military perspective, is they had not adjusted to new weaponry, right? So if you think about things like artillery, machine guns, which became a thing kind of during this war, there were just a lot of things that, these guys have been doing older tactics for a long time, and it took them a while in the war to adjust to that. And unfortunately, that came at the high cost of human lives, to be quite honest with you, because people just didn't understand how that was going to change the war itself, how it was going to change how war was executed. And because of that, so many different situations occurred where people they just weren't ready. They weren't able to deal with the realities on the ground. And there was, frankly, especially in France, as much as any other place, there was a bit of stubbornness about it, right? The old guard was not willing to even acknowledge that maybe there was, some issues there, that maybe they were wrong. I am going to go ahead and combine and create a second fleet. And we will call this one... Oh, Republic of China took 25 states. All right, hold on. Let's get over there. If you remember, this was all the Qing Dynasty. Now it is the Republic of China. So that's it's very, very interesting. Yeah. So let's go ahead and unpause. We are just about to 1912. We just finished our national focus. We could send French diplomats, which will make our everything better with both the French and the UK. And I think I'll go ahead and do that. We'll kind of max out our relations with some different people. Someone reached the South Pole. Perhaps we'll establish colonies. I doubt it. I seriously doubt anyone's going to want to do that. All right, so 1910 there is just about wrapped. We still have some options here, and I'm going to go ahead and get them. And we'll kind of wrap the industry and everything up through 1910, and then we'll get started on some new stuff. Because we are in 11 now, so there's a few different extra things that are going to be available to us. So the question you might ask is, when is this all going to pop off? And the chances are it's all going to pop off over here. This is I'd call this a skirmish, for lack of a better term. I'll be curious to see if Italy can actually push into Libya, but, you know, we'll see. We will see. UK, by the way, does guarantee Belgium. I don't know, and so do we. I don't know if, yeah, Netherlands is not. From a diplomatic perspective, the UK and Russia is part of our faction. So here's the Entente. Russia's part of our faction, and then the UK are friends towards us, and that's why we need to get the Triple Entente, which is where we get all of those guys in a single group. But none of us are at war yet, and so we're just gonna kind of sit tight. Remember, did I turn off the music altogether? I might have. I don't know. Mayhaps I did. Alright. Okay, so if you cannot hear the sound, I apologize. I don't think you can, for some reason. Alright, what is next? In fact, let me check the sound options. Audio. Yeah, something's wrong. I'll fix it after this recording. But let's steam right along. We'll kick it back up to speed 5. World tension is super low right now, 3%. I'll be curious to see if anybody else pops anything off. The Germans have quite a few troops on our border. They've got somewhere in the neighborhood of, what is that, about 50 divisions. And we've got about 54 on their borders. Alright, we have sent the French diplomats. We have to wait. The good thing is that only takes 7 days to do. So, not a big deal. Alright, here we go. Grand Duke William IV of Luxembourg has died. This is an event I haven't seen yet. After 5 years of regency, due to poor health and old age, Marie Adelaide has ascended to the throne and is expected to carry on his legacy. The Balkan League. In a surprising move, several Balkan countries, including rival states Serbia and Bulgaria, have come together to form the Balkan League, as a military alliance stated to have been built up against Austria-Hungary. Though the alliance's target is the Habsburgs, it would seem more likely the state divides these four nations would be their target. Now, that is relevant because the let's see, where do we want to go? I guess we could work on let's work on our position in Central Europe. The Balkans were generically threatened by Austria-Hungary, right? So Austria-Hungary wants this land. And if you've heard of quote-unquote what caused World War I, which is the death of Franz Ferdinand, I will tell you, if you read up on that, that's a greatly exaggerated situation. In fact, some of the folks in Austria-Hungary and even Germany were kind of okay with the fact that he was gone. He had some personality quirks that, frankly, they weren't a big fan of. And it was what led to World War I was essentially diplomatic idiocy. And I'll make some recommended readings later in the series, but I would say that almost none of the people who went to war, other than Austria-Hungary, like the players around it, right? So the UK, Russia, etc., didn't really want to go to war. All right, the Agadir crisis. Provoked by the increasing power of France over the state, Moroccan citizens have begun a rebellion against Sultan Abdelhamid. As the French are preparing, the French are preparing to lift siege on the palace in Fez. The Germans have sent the SMS Panther to the port of Agadir in support of the rebels, claiming to be protecting German mercantile interests, presuming that in the event of the rebel failure, Morocco will pass directly to France. Nothing is done, this war could break out in Europe. Okay, so We finished our position in Central Europe. The Agadir crisis was the international tension sparked by the deployment of the German gunboat. So this is the Moroccan crisis. So I'm going to back this down to speed 3 while we deal with this real quick. We are in need of doing some more tech stuff. So let's take a look. Is there anything, as we are now in 1912, is there any 1912 sections of the tech trees here that we need to be aware of? Just that one, but we already have there. Anything in here? No. And no. Alright, so we do have some improved infantry equipment. We could get a little ahead there, and I might do that. In fact, I will do that. We do need to select another national focus. Do we want to go with anti-German policy? Or should I work on... I'm tempted to work on some more... There we go, infrastructure. Yeah, let's work on some more stuff here before we get too crazy with all that stuff. Meanwhile, probably we'll want to work... I'm going to save these points for now. We do have free dockyards, though, so we're going to want to use those. We've got 5 extra dockyards. I think we finished one of the dreadnoughts. And we're going to do, I think, mostly destroyers. Yeah, we'll just do... we'll do that for now. Alright, let's see how our construction efforts are going. We're down to 2, so it's time to start popping up some military factories. And a couple here, there. Alright, that should be enough queued up for now. We'll go ahead and unpause. See how this Moroccan thing develops. Yeah, about that. So what I might do, though, is redeploy these guys over here. Let's delete your stuff. Put them on the Moroccan border just in case. Just in case. Alright, we'll kick it back up to speed 4. Let things tick. Alright, the Olympic Games. We will attend, of course. The first physical events for women. Alright, best pocket camera. Now, we finished all of that. Hold on. Treaty of Fez. Go ahead and get Marines. We might need that. And then tempted to continue some of these support. Not quite to 13. Quite to 14. Do I have everything here, though? Yes. Get some air doctrine going. Alright, so France officially established a protectorate over Morocco with the Treaty of Fez. From a strictly legal point of view, it did not deprive Morocco of its status as a sovereign state. Excuse me. The Sultan reigned but did not rule. Sultan Abdelhafid abdicated in favor of his brother Yusuf right after signing the treaty. Yada, yada, yada. Mutinied in the French garrison. The Moroccans were able to take the city and were defeated by a French relief force. So established a protectorate. So Spain becomes owner and controller of Spanish Africa, and the German Empire against the event. France offers Cameroon concession. All right. Guess that's a thing. Okay. So we took all of this and we gave Spain northern Morocco essentially. So no longer need to have you guys on that border. So we will put you, I guess, back. Let's delete all your orders and put you back over on that line. Nope, nope, nope. Edit mode. Pull you back. What are you doing? Try this again. Just want you over here. There we go. Alright, we will continue on here. I don't foresee needing to have these troops on the Spanish border yet. They are still democratic. I don't remember when they flip. So that is something we'll have to keep an eye on. But yeah, I guess we'll kick it back up to speed 5. We are in 1912, which is right around the time that the war kicked off. Or well, 14. Sorry, 14 to 18, I guess, was the actual war. So we still got a little bit of time, maybe. Okay, here we go. War in the Balkans. So this doesn't mean that the war has kicked off, but Serbia declaring war on the Balkans is an interesting thing. So essentially, because of the Italian-Turkish war, which it wasn't really the end of it yet, because historically, yes, but right now, the war is still going, and the Ottomans are actually winning. But the Serbians have declared war on the Ottomans. Now, the Ottomans are actually at war with Italy, yes, but they're also at war with now this. Who is this? Serbia, Bulgaria, Greece, and Montenegro, because of the Balkans faction that was created, right? So the Balkan League. So right now the Balkan League is at war with the Ottomans. I'll back it down to speed 4 so we can watch a little bit of this, just to see who does well over here. Of course, we cannot send volunteers. We are a democracy, so that stuff's not allowed. Oh, what else do we need to think about here? So, support equipment is definitely something we need more of, so I need to kick that up. In fact, I may drop that down there just to get some more. And then we'll want to fill all these out as we go. I think I've already got the civilian guy. National unity plus 15% might not be a bad idea. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. A little extra national unity can go a long way. Alright, what are our modifiers? We've got revanchism. We've got scramble for Africa. And then we've got disjointed government. Alright, there goes that. So we're done over there for now. We might go ahead. Gonna start over here. We're gonna stick to democratic. Gonna go a little historical for this run, just because I haven't played this before. To be quite honest with you. All right, instruction. We are now into our military factories, which is good. We will need to get some infrastructure going here. All right, looks like Mexican opposition is the winner. They are now... Oh, they're democracy. Good for you, Mexico. Good for you. Alright, let's see. Okay, we'll go ahead and kick it back up to 5. Italians have literally gotten nowhere in Africa. Alright, Emperor Magi. So from diabetes, nephritis, and gastroenteritis. Died of uremia. Although the official announcement said he died at 42 on July 30th, 1912, the actual death is at 22:40 on July 29th. After the emperor's death in 1912, the Japanese Diet passed a resolution to commemorate his role in the Meiji Restoration, an iris garden, and blah, 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 blah. Glory to the emperor. Okay. Good for you. See how the Ottomans are doing. Looks like the powers are being slightly successful over here, which is interesting. We do have to do some more research. Probably will fix some support stuff. Let me double check. Our doctrines are all... Oh, get some doctrines going. Alright. I know we're still on low manpower. That's why I'm not recruiting divisions. And do we want static defenses or mobile defenses? I feel like we're going to go static. Alright, we have reinforced the public authority. That gives us a bunch of political power. We will do this now. And then I can modify the government. I still cannot go extensive conscription because we are not at more than 40% world tension or at war. I am on an export focus, and we're at a civilian economy. I could go partial mobilization, and that's actually probably not a bad idea. Because that makes our military stuff build faster. Consumer goods goes down to 20%. So we'll go ahead and do that. Alright. Check on the rest of the world. Italy is doing some stuff over here. Who all are they at war with? Italy, you're at war with the Ottomans and Hejaz. Okay, so Hejaz must be a puppet. We'll do free speech. Hooray for free speech. It looks like the Ottomans are starting to push back now, and they're starting to encircle some troops. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Ottomans win this war, because they basically kicked Italy out, which is kind of interesting. Very, very interesting. And then Russia being Russia. China, Tibet, the British Raj. Nothing too crazy over in the Pacific. Africa is a hot mess of colonial nonsense, which is a thing that happened. Pretty much largest landmass on the planet. Because traditional maps are extraordinarily inaccurate because of they're laid flat. So all this stuff at the top here is actually much smaller, and then towards the middle it's actually much larger. So if you've ever seen, like, the U.S. could fit like here in Africa, it's very small in comparison to Africa. But traditional maps really distort the crap out of everything. So it's something I would recommend. There's some good things that kind of show you what real maps look like as far as countries to scale, and I would highly recommend checking some of that stuff out. Revoke the Vivani administration, which removes the spirit disjointed government, which I'd be happy to do. So let's do that. Yeah, there's like it lets you like take the U.S. and superimpose it upon Europe and South America and superimpose it on Russia. It's a very interesting kind of tool to see what the actual relative size of countries are, because if you are a student of kind of this type of map, you think Scandinavia is gigantic when it's really not. It's just kind of an interesting topic. Excuse me. Suffrage demonstrations. Okay, whoa. All right, women's suffrage. Yep. America chooses new freedom. So Woodrow Wilson has been elected. He promises lower tariffs, free trade. Yeah, because the U.S. at this period in the early 20th century, excuse me, a lot of what they were dealing with was kind of a seesaw between isolationism and a lack thereof. And so, some of the different presidential decisions they made over World War I and World War II were kind of pivotal in that kind of whether or not they're going to be isolationist or whether they're going to be a player on the world stage, things of that nature. Let's see. I'm thinking we'll do infantry equipment designer. Yeah, I do not think these guys are going to survive. I think the Ottomans are going to win this war. I'll be curious to see if they take anything as a result of that. So, what can we do here? We'll go ahead and do bureaucracy. Now, I just realized I missed an entire section, which I'm sure some of you have been screaming at me about, of the text tree down here. And I'm assuming this is all after. Yeah, this is after the Treaty of Versailles. Okay. I really haven't missed it per se. Okay. Makes sense. So, We can do another construction effort series because these are all 1913. So do I want to do that, or do I want to keep... I'm going to actually keep pushing down this line over here. We do have free civilian factories, so we need to make more military ones. Let's do some of this. We're kind of running out of spots, so we'll start with that for now. Let's see here. Tunisia is my only subject. And I could integrate Tunisia, but I don't see that being a thing, per se. I guess I could. I think I'll just let that happen naturally. Alright, meanwhile... The Jaws has capitulated. Alright. Let us... I need to start putting these guys in different... I'll put these in... What's my other big navy? I need to rename that. Here, hold on. Let's call this Schmitty's Task Force. And then I would like to start putting some of these new ships into Schmitty's Task Force. Okay. And then research. Yep, let's do that. Getting ready to hit 14 here soon, which is going to open up a whole lot of technology things. Oh man, Balkans League, you really ruined everything. Alright, we got bureaucracy done. Patriotic fervor. Let's do it. Gains national spirit and militarism. I like it. And that should rectify our manpower issue. Oh wow, Italy lost the war. They white pieced out the Ottomans. And mass production, so Henry Ford. I hope they have one in black. Alright. That's a joke, by the way. They were all black. They were all black. Part of the whole mass production thing. Industrial research time. Sure. Any more government modifications we want to do? Ship designer might not be a bad idea. Carrier, screen. Carrier, capital, screen, submarine. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, now we are in 13, so I think we can at least get the new armored car. Alright. Go ahead and kick it up to 5 again. This war is just dragging on, but I think the Ottomans they've done enough damage to Bulgaria. They should capitulate soon. And Greece hasn't been strong enough to fix any of that. There's quite a lot happening on the Russian-German front. My goodness. There is quite a few divisions on my front, though, as well. There are now 80 divisions on my front, and I don't have the manpower to fight that. So it's going to be important for us to get some divisions trained now that we have that. So let's hold on here. So our next options are we could do limited armament, massive effort, or reorganization act. I shouldn't say or. I think these are all things we can do. This will give us some extra infrastructure and airbase and military youth, which gives us even more recruitable population. I think I'll come back to that. What do I want to do next? I think I'll do the next series of things there. But it is time to start producing some more units. So the first thing I want to do is, do we want to change... I'm going to go ahead and make you guys larger there. I wouldn't mind getting a field hospital and signal companies in here. So we'll save that. That's going to put us negative on motorized and support equipment. But I am also then going to recruit 24 divisions. We'll have you come to Ile-de-France. And now we are way negative on motorized and support equipment. So really need to get more and more support equipment fairly quickly. And might even need a second line of that once we get to that point. But in the meantime, first flight across the Mediterranean, that's a thing. This, however, is a good spot for us to put in a break. So I hope you guys are enjoying the Great War. I know it hasn't been super exciting yet because we're not at war, but just stay tuned. I'm going to start, once I get some more military equipment, I'm going to start exercising all these guys. And yeah, I'm actually, before I leave, let's build a few more military factories. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, if you guys are enjoying the series, leave a comment down below, leave a like, let me know if you want to see more Hearts of Iron 4. If there's a particular mod you'd like to see, let me know, and we'll see you next episode.